Hi, Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Today, I want to share with you a project I did for the Polkadoodles design team Digi Tuesday challenge. Our challenge as the design team was to create something using something not for its intended use. So I thought it would be fun to go into the Polkadoodles products and try to use several pieces outside of their regular context. So let me show you my example and I'll show you what I did. Here is my card I created, and does it surprise you with the name Scrappy Horses that I would automatically go for this cute little horse image called horse riding? I decided that instead of using it as a digi, I wanted to use it more as a silhouette stamp. So right here, this is actually a digi that I'm going to show you here. Here she is right here, that you can color and have lots of fun with. But I decided I wanted to use her as a stamp. All right, there's number one thing I used. The second thing I used out of context is this piece right here. I decided I wanted sort of a fun sun setting in sort of a vertical kind of way behind her, but I wanted to keep it sort of clean and simple around the edges. So I wanted to mask that off. So I went into Winnie in Wonderland, the tags, and I used a tag to cut a mask. So now I've used a tag to create a mask for my card. Beautiful and life were from two separate sentiments. I decided I wanted to do a little bit of cut and paste there and put those together because I loved those two fonts together. And when you're out riding your horse, it is a beautiful life. So I decided to use those two sentiments, not in their regular context, but to put them together to create a new sentiment. This thread up here at the top, well, that's just oboe reed thread. Yes, in my real life, I'm an oboe player, and so I have lots and lots of things to create oboe reeds. So I just had that thread laying around and thought, oh, that's the perfect color to go with this seam binding that I have, which will be beautiful with this blue. So again, using something outside of the context. All of the Polkadoodles products I used will be linked in the box below, as well as the direct link to my blog post where you can find more information about this project. So with no further ado, let's move on and figure out how I did this in Cricut Design Space. First thing I did was imported this digi into my Cricut Design Space. If you do not know how to do that, I would recommend just Googling that. Go into YouTube. There are several tutorials about that, so I'm not going to reinvent the wheel here. I'm sure you can find a great tutorial on that. And I may even have one, and if I do, I'll link that below. So, went in, and I brought in this cute image, horse riding. Now, as you can see, she comes in as this beautiful little digi to color, but I wanted to use her as a stamp, just a solid silhouette stamp. So in order to do that, all I had to do was, I first need to unflatten these words from her, so let's do that. All right, so now she is just a digi here that can move. All I have to do is select her, come to my right hand panel over here, and you'll see right here the little printer icon. If I click that, and then I just click cut, and I can make her whatever color I like, she becomes this. Now, right now she's simply going to cut, okay? So if I want her on a card and I want her to print out like I did on my card, then all I need to do is bring in a square or a rectangle. So I come to shapes, bring in a square, size the square to whatever I want. And I'm just going to cheat here and just copy what I already have here. There we go. Not really copy, but just bring it in. I can lock this in place, come over, change my color to white. I can now bring this Digi down in and place her in. I can change her size, whatever I want to do. Okay. Now, all I need to do to flatten her on there so she will print again is simply select my square, or my rectangle, I should say, and my stamped silhouette image. I've selected both of those. I just do that by bringing my mouse over both. Come back over into this right panel, hit flatten, and now, as you can see, it's ready to print that for me. Now, on my card, I also brought in my sentiment, and when I brought in my sentiment, then I put my sentiment in, and then I selected all of it again and hit flatten. Now, it didn't give me a chance to flatten because I hadn't added anything new. Had I added something new, I could have. Okay. So again, I just brought in, for example, this life right here. I can bring this down. Let's move it to the front. There we go. We'll just stick it right there. Now I select it, and now see I have the option to flatten again. Boom. And there it is, ready to print. And it's all right here. And you see the little printer icon. Okay, now to create the mask that I used to create this color behind my stamped image, all I needed to do was bring in a mask cut, a tag cut actually, from the Winnie in Wonderland tags, and cut that from a piece that was the same size as this front. So again, I came over to shapes, click, choose a square, turn my square into a rectangle by unlocking, and I'm just visually eyeballing here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Lock it back in place. I'm going to change it to white. Okay, and move that out of the way. Now I've brought in this shape, and again, I'm going to refer back to my picture here. And I'm going to take this and try to match it in. So I know I want part of his neck to show and part of his hooves, like he's walking out of this shape. So I bring this shape back in. Oh, I need to move that to the front. There we go. So I know I want this about like this. Okay. Now, I know that's about where I want it. So now I can bring this shape back in. Okay. And I can reach back here and pull out all of this. Now, in order to actually make this happen, I have to ungroup this and get rid of this, Polkadoodles. Let me put a little disclaimer in here. The reason I have these Polkadoodles across all my shapes and images is just to protect the integrity. We all know there are people out there who pirate off of videos, they pirate off of Blogspot, and so I try to be very aware of this, and I try to put something across that makes it a little harder And I'm sure there are people out there who are very, very good at pirating and they can work around this, but at least I've made it a little bit harder. So there's my disclaimer there. So that's why I do this. All right, so now I'm going to come in, I'm going to select these pieces and I'm going to hit slice. So I selected my tag, I selected my rectangle. I come down to right in this right panel, I click, and I'm ready to swipe in my ink. And that, my friends, is just how easy this was to create this stamped image from that cute little Digi. So for those of you who possibly want a little bit something different and you don't want to always color the Digis, or maybe you don't enjoy coloring, or you have good days and bad days with your coloring, you just want to have a big stamped image, this is a great way to achieve that. And it gives your crafting just one more element that you can use, one more way to use these gorgeous stamps designed by Polkadoodles. Thanks for joining me today. It's always fun to share some new ideas. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me comments. If you're interested in more Design Space or more Polkadoodles projects, then please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.